Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about how you can be more, do more, experience more for less. Alright, so where exactly is this coming from? Where is this, what's the relevance of this? Because in a lot of manifestation teaching, in fact all of manifestation teaching, it says that you have to be that what you wish to receive. You have to be at that, before it happens in reality, your inner self has to already be that you wish to receive, or to live as though the wish fulfilled. So many people find this very difficult to do, and the ways that we can do it is to change little bits of our daily experience and break out of our current feedback loop into the reality that we wish to have. In other words, co-create. So how can we co-create our desired reality for less? So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, all right? But first, let me start with this little story. Okay, years before, I lived in a house. I was in a condo, and I had a neighbor who was a friend of my ex-wife. Basically, she was an influencer wannabe. And in the process of being an influencer wannabe, she also was a socialite. Okay, so she mingled with a lot of who's who, people in the Tatler and all that. Even when she didn't have the same level. But mentally, she tricked herself into believing that she was of the level and she was totally deserving to be along with that group. And today, she is now running like huge multiple businesses, transacting huge business, multiple businesses in like health and beauty, and also in branded goods, used branded goods. But in order to get to that level, before she could even afford a branded handbag, she rented them. Before she could afford fancy dresses to go to gala dinners with, she rented them. So do you necessarily have to have these things in order to be that? But because she did it at such frequency, eventually the opportunities in life showed up for her and allowed her to become the person she is today. From living in a condo to living in a house, driving supercars. Having supercars in the garage. Okay, so now let's come back into like how can we experience more for less. In my previous video, I talked about the success shopping list. Success shopping list for me included things like, okay, to go to a hotel buffet, to have high tea at St. Regis, like to tint the front windscreen. Very achievable stuff. Among the other stuff that is, it requires like more resource and time perhaps, but there's also the stuff that is easily within grasp. So the cheaper things that have a lower value, a lower cost value, but they remind you that you've achieved something good. For example, I've inquired about the cost of redoing my garden because the mud had sunk. So to bring in gravel, pebbles, new soil, to get new plants in, it's going to cost X amount of money, which is not that much. But after I do that, if I imagine me sitting here where I am, looking out there into my garden all around the house, what a different feeling I get. It's like, I've done one more thing. I'm living the truth and reality of one more thing in my success shopping list being accomplished. Do you see the point of that? Now, if it took being in high-end places more often, like if you want to be in a 5-star, 6-star crowd, there's a 5-star, 6-star hotels having buffets. And there are in many countries there are all these applications. Like in Asia, we have something called Eatigo or Hungry Hub, where you get like amazing price off deals for off peak. But a meal in a buffet, a meal in a 5-star, 6-star hotel is still a meal in a 5-star, 6-star hotel. Even if you're paying it for like 60% less, it's still the same thing, right? They're still off peak. I mean, there are all these coupon deals on shopping sites, right? And that you can experience more for less. And apart from that, like way before, in fact now, now I still have not yet purchased my dream car, but I sat in it close to a dozen times. I've even test driven it. You can find, if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me on these test drive videos. What gives me the audacity, to go into, walk up to, even if that car was in a certain part of the car show or in the showroom where the car was locked. The cheap cars are always left unlocked, right? But the high-end ones, they're locked. What gave me the audacity, at the same time, the level of deservedness to be able to walk up to the salesperson, hey, I wanna check that out, let me have a go at it, unlock it for me. What gives me audacity to do that? Because like by repetition, it raises the vibrational level. Now I want to tell you about one more interesting thing. I'll talk about these things I have on my wrist. All right, one is a manifestation bracelet that was thoughtfully given to me by one of my Chinese clients who became boss, right? And then this one is not actually gold. It's not gold. It's gold plated. Gold plated. It's not gold. So you can have gold plated instead of gold. And what's the point of that? Well, another story for another day. But basically, a numerologist and astrologer, metaphysicist guy gave me a consultation based on, in Chinese they call it the 八字, all right, and the birth date and all that stuff. And one of the things he prescribed is that you want to strengthen the gold element, right? And wear more gold, attract more wealth and abundance. So I was thinking, okay, at this point of time, like as a person working in a startup company, of course we have all these big projects. So I'm already here. Mentally, I'm here. My experience is already here. But the reality hasn't caught up yet. But in the meantime, what can I do to bridge that gap and to constantly give myself evidence that I am indeed here, I am getting there, all right? Gold plated instead of gold. But I'll replace it with gold when I get it. Does it make sense, guys? And then, so I talk about the coupon stuff, I talk about the substitutes, right? And then like visits to, you can visit, for example, if you want a nicer home, you can go to a furniture showroom on a regular basis. Recently, when I was in Hong Kong, in the tube station, I saw the most interesting thing. In Hong Kong, people live in small-sized apartments, many of them. And, a date. I've seen people go on dates where they go to IKEA. They go inside IKEA and behave like it's their home. They go into one of those mock-up, studio designs, sit on the couch, watch TV like they're on a date. Or they go to the dining section, sit on the table, take out their takeout, and start eating. And the staff, they don't care. But, it helps people visualize the home that they wish to have. I've been on many, home, show house tours in different projects that are, I wouldn't say current. Okay, it's not stuff that I can buy now, but it is stuff that I know I can buy. And going to these projects on a regular basis gives me that sense of confidence, belonging, deservedness, that, well, that's all I'm willing to settle for. That's all I'm willing to settle for. This worked for my wife's friend back in those times when I lived in a condo. This worked for many people. This is in line with the principles being taught by Neville Goddard, his master Mystic Abdullah, and all these other manifestation coaches. And it's been, and why not you? What's your excuse? So do start your success shopping list. Watch my video on how to do the success shopping list. Right? That's a method that I had this great inspiration, and I shared it in my previous videos. So go watch that, and start acting upon these things and co-create the life that you want to have. Thank you very much, my friends, and leave a comment down below, or if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notifications button so you get informed when I'm producing new videos. And by the way, I have a new LED illumination lamp on the way. Well, again, I got it on the 7/7 sale. In Asia, we have these 7/7, 9/9, 8/8, all that. That doesn't cost a lot. It's going to be arriving soon, and you're going to be seeing my upcoming videos in a higher quality than this. The small things that make the biggest difference. Take care, my friends.